For my speech, Ms. Smith wanted us to talk about something that we're really passionate about or something that would, we could keep up with. Well, I'm passionate about astronomy and stars and planets and stuff like that. I'm an astro nut, just to say. So I could geek out without worrying about that. And I also get my astronomy magazines. It's where most of my info comes from. And I love it so much. But for today, I'm going to talk about most of the events that are going to happen in October, seeing as we are now in October. And usually on most nights, you'll see in the night sky would be Jupiter and Mars. Mars being in the southwest, so if you around where the sun is going to be sometimes in the evening around 7:30, so you might be able to see it. It's red planet. Jupiter is going to be in the east, anywhere between like 10 or 11. The Hubble site says that's going to be 11. The astronomy and sky and telescope say that's going to be around 10, but it's all whenever you look up. That one has like a bit of a reddish hue too. Note, planets don't twinkle. They just shine. They're just little orbs. They shine. Stars twinkle. So if you see something twinkling, it's a star. If you see something next to it, that's a planet. Not twinkling, it's a planet. So most of the things I'm going to show you though are you can see with your eyes, like without with binoculars. Unless you have a small telescope, then whatever, you could probably get better images than what I got. You also have constellations such as Pegasus and Andromeda, Perseus at the bottom there with Cassiopeia. Pegasus, most everyone knows the story. When Medusa's head was cut off by Perseus, Pegasus sprang from her body and flies the globe. Andromeda was chained to a rock to please a sea serpent that comes around like once a year to eat people. And Perseus ended up saving her after he slayed Medusa, and then he married her. It was actually a good marriage according to mythology. Everyone liked it. And beside Andromeda, the constellation over in here is this galaxy. Is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's a big spiral galaxy, really big. That's what it looks like. And it's the largest object we can see with our bare eye, like naked eye. And it's 2.5 million light years away. So it takes 2.5 million years for the light from this to get to us. So basically we're like looking back in time type thing. People say time travel's not possible. Here it is. Most of the stuff, like if you look at this through binoculars, you'll be able to see like a better of a smudge than what you would in the nighttime sky. I mean, I know we live around Harrisburg and there's lots of lights and light pollution and everything, but Pegasus you can definitely see because of the great square that it has right here. Its brightest star is this one. It is Alpharaz, and that's how you can usually find it. Just find that big square. Kind of like you can always find the Great Dipper, like the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. The Little Dipper has Polaris, the North Star. And they say that this one, in a couple million years, will actually collide with Milky Way galaxy, make just one big one. So if humans are still around, one thing that they'd see in the nighttime sky would be this nice big galaxy like on the horizon every night, all night. Sometimes maybe even during the day. It would probably look really cool if we were still around, but unfortunately we don't get that long. And we also get a couple of visitors this year, technically comets and asteroids. If you look on October 22nd or 21st, I think, in the constellation of Orion, identified by his 3 stars of the belt, big red giant beetle geese, and you'll see the smudge, the Orion Nebula. Only nebula to be able to be seen with the bare naked eye. So we will, in his constellation, we'll see remnants of the Halley's Comet, which comes around every 76 years. And they say that at its peak, you'll be able to see about 20 to 25 meteors per night. So you can actually see them in light polluted areas like Harrisburg, Hershey's, places like that, because sometimes you get the big chunks that fall into our atmosphere, and when they burn up, they're called fireballs. And they're actually pretty interesting. And Also, above Orion, there's Taurus, the bull. He'll have some activity tonight, or not tonight, but also around the same time, because they'll have a bunch of fireballs will just come down. There have been reports, in especially the Midwest, where they're most common, to have big sonic booms, it'll look like UFO type thing. So if you want to go, look for a UFO, that's where you'll want to go to the Midwest. But they're just big pieces of rocks come flying into the atmosphere that low. You'll hear sonic booms, lots of light. Lots of light. It's actually really cool. I was looking at a couple of videos for it, and it can be really big. I guess I can do this. My videos. There's no noise to this. But you see up here, the fireball comes into the sky. And this is in Wisconsin. I think it's in Madison. And neighborhoods will usually get flooded with lots of phone calls, at least 1,000 phone calls when some of these show up. Because you get those big sonic booms, big fire light display. Like that. Is that?
It's cool.
Because it just comes in that low and that fast that they burn up that quick. People say it's mysterious. Just same thing over and over again. So, and that's usually what's going to happen later in the month. So if you go out sometime around maybe 11, 12-ish, because I know a lot of kids like to stay up that late. And if you want to show and you can't and you're kind of bored, you can just probably go outside and look for some of these. All you'll see is just the streak, and then it'll usually burn up within a couple of minutes, unfortunately. But hey, it's a nice show while it lasts. And tonight, actually, we have a special little preview beside the moon, because it is going from a full moon down to a new moon. So we're in the one phase called a waning gibbous. And beside it are the Pleiades sisters, which is a group of these 7 or 8 stars that are really bright. Really bright. So you can usually see them when the moon's not as big, and they'll be right there, right beside it. And it looks really cool though, because they're blue. Because the different colors of the stars determine how hot they are. So it's actually quite nice. And that's a Sky and Telescope said that. And be late evening. Jupiter will have, one of their moons will have an lunar eclipse. But you won't be able to see it because it'll be with a telescope. You have to have a telescope to see the moons. But you can still see Jupiter. And also Jupiter's great red spot will be across it. So it's, you can see that big storm that keeps brewing around the giant planet and never really stops. Vega, our new North Star, in about 14,000 years, will be in the western, west-southwest sky, up there with Lyra, in its constellation. Mars, you won't be able to see. Mercury, not really. Mercury's going to be on the other side of the planet by the time we get to look at it, hidden by the sun, because it's that close. Uranus and Neptune. No, I do not say Uranus. That's not how you pronounce it. Okay. But anyway, those two you can't see with the naked eye because they are too far away from the planet. Yeah, I see it laughing back there. Other than that, Jupiter, I think, goes up into Taurus, and that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.